28th January, Saint Thomas Aquinas, priest and doctor of the Church. Memoria. Born about the year 1225, a member of a noble family of Aquino, he studied first at Monte Cassino and then at Naples. Later, as a member of the Dominican order, he completed his studies in Paris and then at Cologne with Saint Albert the Great as his teacher. He was an outstanding writer and teacher of philosophy and sacred theology. He died at Fossa Nova on 7th March 1274. He is venerated on 28th January, for on that date in the year 1369, his body was reburied at Toulouse. A reading from the Conferences of Saint Thomas. The cross provides an example for every virtue. Was it necessary for the Son of God to suffer for us? It was very necessary, and on two counts. First, as a remedy for our sins, and secondly, as a model for us in our behavior. In the Passion of Christ, we find a remedy for all the evils which come upon us on account of our sins. But the Passion is not less useful to us as an example. Indeed, the Passion of Christ is sufficient in itself to instruct us completely in our whole life. For if anyone wants to live a perfect life, he has only to despise the things that Christ despised on the cross, and to desire what Christ desired. The cross provides an example of every virtue. If you are looking for an example of charity, greater love has no man than this, that a man lay down his life for his friends. This was what Christ did on the cross. If he gave up his life for us, ought not to be a burden for us to put up with every evil, whatever it be, for his sake. If you are looking for patience, you will find it in its highest form on the cross. The greatness of patience is measured by two things: either when someone puts up patiently with grievous things, or when he suffers things which he could have evaded but did not. Christ suffered greatly and with patience on the cross. When he suffered, he did not threaten. Like a lamb that is led to the slaughter, he opened not his mouth. That is how great was the patience of Christ on the cross. Let us run with perseverance the race that is set before us, looking to Jesus, the pioneer and perfecter of our faith, who, for the joy that was set before him, endured the cross, despising the shame. If you are looking for an example of humility, look at the cross. There, God willed to be judged by Pontius Pilate and to die. If you are looking for an example of obedience, follow him who was obedient to the Father even unto death. For, as by one man's disobedience, this refers to Adam, many were made sinners, so by one man's obedience, many will be made righteous. If you are looking for a model of contempt for earthly things, follow him who is the King of kings and Lord of lords, in whom are hid all the treasures of wisdom and knowledge. He was naked on the cross, derided and spat upon, struck and crowned with thorns, and finally given vinegar to drink. Do not then be attached to fine clothes and riches, for they divided my garments among them. Do not seek for honors, for he knew mockery and beating. Do not seek honorable rank, because they plaited a crown of thorns and placed it on my head. Do not seek after fine foods, because for my thirst they gave me vinegar to drink.